Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays. I'm going to show off some new videos, some new Blu-rays I got recently. Now these are all restored movies. These have all been restored, either 2K or 4K scanned. They've been restored, cleaned up. Um, and I'm really excited about them because they really look good. Warner Archive for one, they've really been cleaning up some stuff and putting it out there. Like The Thin Man. I don't have it yet. I'd like to get it, but I've heard some phenomenal stuff about how they cleaned up The Thin Man. They had to go back and track down prints and track down camera negatives, and they really did some work on that. And they put it out. Thing is, with Warner Brothers, you really don't know what they're working on, and they just kind of put it out there. So it's kind of a surprise. But there's a few that come out recently that I like to talk to you about. First up, one by the legendary comedy team of the 1930s, Wheeler and Woosley. I did a video way back in my early days. I think I've improved a little bit since that video, but I may redo it one day if they put out some more videos and I can get them. But anyways, Wheeler and Woosley was a comedy team from they did movies from 1929 to 1937. They quit making movies when Robert Woosley died. Unfortunately, he had kidney issues, and the team was over with. But at RKO, they did a series of movies. They did a bunch of movies, comedy movies, some good, some bad, some very good. But one movie they did in 1934, and I want to show that, is Kentucky Kernels. This was directed by George Stevens. He started out doing comedy things like Wheeler and Woosley. I think he did some stuff with Laurel and Hardy in the early days, and then he became one of the most legendary directors ever. Throughout the 50s with Giant and so on. But anyways, he directed this. This came out in 1934. They've restored the picture. It looks great. It's got little Spanky McFarlane from Little Rascals. He's in it. He's actually really funny. He has a bit where he's like, if he sees glass, he breaks it. So he has this running gag all the way through it. It's really funny. It's probably one of their best features to see. Probably to get into Wheeler and Woosley, you might enjoy this one. This might not be a starting point for you, but I do highly recommend this, especially if you're a fan. They really have cleaned the print up. It looks great. They had previously, Warner Archive put out a DVD of Kentucky Kernels. I have that. So there is some improvement there. I see it, and it's got some great audio, everything. It looks really good and solid. I was really impressed with that. Next up, another one from the archive, Warner Archive, The Mystery of the Wax Museum. This movie came out in 1933, and they used a early color process called 3-strip Technicolor, where they only used 3 colors primarily through the camera. They use red, green, red and green, I think, and the other color was white, I believe, or just a regular black and white stock. It was something like that. It was 3 strips, and maybe it was black. I don't know. I should know this. But anyways, this was restored back in the 80s by UCLA, and they've kind of been tinkering with it ever since. This has been restored through UCLA. I guess they hold the print, and they've cleaned it up. They've scanned it, I believe, in 4K. They partnered with the Film Foundation, which is Martin Scorsese's little company, little project he has, where he works on discovering movies that need to be restored, and he gets them and gets money together for that project. They finish a movie and they usually put it out. Not all movies that get restored get out on home video right away. There's a lot of movies that I've heard of that's been restored recently that are not on video yet. But this movie, like I said, UCLA, they worked with it, scanned it, looks great. This is going to be one of the movies I'm gonna try to watch during my during October. I have a Laserdisc copy of this movie, and I also have this movie. It's on the flip side of an early House of Wax with Vincent Price clamshell or a flipper case, and it's as a bonus feature on there. So I have that extra. So this is a big improvement over all those elements, and I can't wait to watch this again. Now, next up is another really restored movie. They thought this movie was lost for years, and I think it showed up in a film collection somewhere in Europe, and they rescued it. And British, I'm not sure which British company, but they rescued it. They cleaned it up. It looks phenomenal. It's also from 1933, The Ghoul. This stars Boris Karloff, and this was actually made in the UK, in I believe London, back then. I think he went over there and did some features for the producer on here. What's his name? Well, anyways, really good, really good. I think they may have had the original nitrate print of it or something, and they made a copy of it, but it looks great. This is a great release. The photographer Gunther Kramp, I think is how I pronounce his last name, but he kind of worked in Germany during the German Expressionist movement, during the 20s and the early part of the 30s, during the movement of the German Expressionists. So he uses a lot of light, dark angles and shapes and stuff, and he really bends the light, the whites and stuff in these scenes and stuff, and really makes it cool. This would be a year after Boris Karloff made The Mummy, and he kind of plays a somewhat kind of a mummy zombie type person, I guess, known as the Ghoul, but it kind of reminds you of that. But it looks good. It's got it moves at a good pace. And it never gets bogged down or stagey or boring or anything. It moves. It's its own thing, and I'm really glad it's available now. It's the first time on high definition, and it's also the first time it's in its original aspect ratio. So I think there's been some crappy copies out floating around over the years with a jacked up aspect ratio, everything. So it's a window box. It looks great. Pillar box, I guess. I guess it's 1:3 aspect ratio, and highly recommend that. So find it, and the thing is, you can find this really cheap. Check eBay. You can get it for under $10 easily. I got mine off eBay, actually, and I believe I only paid $8 for a brand new Blu-ray of this, and it actually comes with a booklet, which is really cool. They go into a lot of detail of the movie, because this movie kind of just disappeared. It was just a footnote in horror history, and then they found it one day, and they got like, oh yeah, The Ghoul, and they started doing some research into it, and it came back out again. So it's funny how a movie can just totally disappear. Maybe some older folks that might not be still around, they might say, well, I saw this movie and blah, blah, blah. And nobody will know what they're talking about. It's like it disappeared, but, it's here. I'm glad it's here. Go out and get it. But yeah, these are just three movies that have been recently put on Blu-ray. 1933, 1934, and they all look great. I highly recommend them. As is with the Warner Archive things, I think they're going to be brand new. Amazon, they might be between $20 and $17 as of right now because they're brand new. But they generally run a little higher. But it's really a good. If you're a fan of these movies, that's good. It's a price worth paying. So, highly recommend those guys. And just want to give a shout out. I got this really cool shirt recently, Laserdisc shirt. You can get those from HollywoodLaserdisc.com. Person that runs it is her name's Maxine, and kind of bought some Laserdisc from her over the years. She's really cool. She really works with you to find what you're looking for. And she has a lot of merchandise, stuff left over from the 80s, like shirts and props and, store signage and stuff that were, left over from the, heyday of Laserdisc, store shelves and things, all kinds of stuff. She has all kinds of cool stuff. So if you're nutty about Laserdisc, you'll need to contact her. That's HollywoodLaserdisc.com. Or if you're on Facebook, join the Laserdisc Forever group. It's a fan page, and join that group. And she sells stuff through there and stuff. You might be able to see it if you're a Laserdisc fan, that is. So I just want to say thanks for watching, guys. And if you haven't already subscribe. And hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified when I release a new video. And you guys be safe out there this Halloween. I don't know if Halloween's going to happen this year, guys, but just be safe out there and watch a movie. And I will see you guys later in another video. Later.